Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today we're going to be continuing 50 years of horror fiction with the year 1985. So let's go ahead and get underway, alright? First up, we've got The Damnation Game, and this is by Clive Barker. Marty Strauss, a gambling addict recently released from prison, is hired to be the personal bodyguard of Joseph Whitehead, one of the wealthiest men in the world. The job proves more complicated and dangerous than he thought. However, as Marty soon gets caught up in a series of supernatural events involving Whitehead, his daughter, who is a heroin addict, and a devilish man named Mamoulian, with whom Whitehead made a Faustian bargain many years earlier during World War II. As time passes, Mamoulian haunts Whitehead using his supernatural powers, such as the ability to raise the dead, urging him to complete his pact with him. Eventually, Whitehead decides to escape his fate after a few encounters with Mamoulian and having his wife, former bodyguard, and now his daughter, Karis, taken away from him. With hope still left to save Karis, Marty Strauss, although reluctant to get involved in the old man Whitehead's deserved punishment, decides to get involved and attempt to save the innocent gifted addict from being another victim to the damnation game. And that is The Damnation Game by Clive Barker. I haven't really talked about much Clive Barker on this with this series, but I don't hear too many people talking about The Damnation Game since it came out. At least I haven't. Maybe you guys have, but I haven't. So I figured I would feature it as one of the books for 1985, which of course is when it was published. Alright, next up we've got Song of Kaylee by Dan Simmons. Praised by Dean Koontz as the best novel in the genre I can remember, Song of Kaylee follows an American magazine editor who journeys to the brutally bleak, poverty-stricken Indian city in search of a manuscript by a mysterious poet, but instead is drawn into an encounter with the cult of Kaylee, goddess of death. A chilling voyage into the squalor and violence of the human condition, this novel is considered by many to be the best work by the author of The Terror, who has been showered with accolades including the Bram Stoker Award, the International Horror Guild Award, and the Hugo Award. And that is Song of Kaylee by Dan Simmons. Okay, next we've got Darklings, and this is by Ray Garton. The emergency room is no stranger to death, but not like this. Normally a death serves as a final ending. Now, as a parasite straight out of hell slithers from the body of a serial killer, death has only begun its terrifying, grisly rampage through the small hospital in town. A surgeon, a fugitive, a pregnant mother, a hospital worker, each serves as host for the spawn of the devil, driven to commit the vilest of acts. Murder, infanticide, nymphomania, cannibalism, their flesh and bones become puppets in service of Satan's grotesque theater. Some brave few may try to stand against this evil, but as the Darklings close in around them, are they digging for clues or digging their own graves? And that is Darklings by Ray Garton. And I've read quite a bit of Ray Garton. I actually enjoy Ray Garton's writing. Some of my favorite stories of his are Ravenous, which is a werewolf story, and there was the follow-up called Bestial. I didn't like that one quite as much, but I still enjoyed it. I love Live Girls. He also did one called Lot Lizards, which is about vampire truck stop hookers, which is really kind of entertaining. And he also wrote one in the Hot Blood series called The Picture of Health, and it was an updated version or updated edition or whatever, a retelling of The Picture of Dorian Gray. Alright. Okay, next up we've got Ghost Train, and this is by Stephen Laws. Something deadly is stalking the corridors of the King's Cross train, preying on the passengers. It once attacked commuter Mark Davies and threw him from the train. Ex-policeman Les Chatterton is obsessed with the murders and suicides on the East Coast Main Line. His own wife has been among the victims. Together, Davies and Chatterton must board the ghost train and face their own fears made real, traveling on a one-way ticket on the Nightmare Express. And that is Ghost Train, and that is by Stephen Laws. I've actually got Ghost Train. I haven't read it yet, but after reading this synopsis, I may have to bump it up to on my list. I've got so many books that I haven't read. It's absolutely ridiculous. Alright? Okay, next we've got When Darkness Loves Us by Elizabeth Angstrom. And I read this in 2019 or 2020, and I loved it. I thought it was just excellent. Alright? Sally Ann and Martha, two women searching for love, finding terror. During a terrifying storm, a gentle childhood is destroyed by a twisted man who promises love but delivers nightmare. In the lightless depths of an underground labyrinth, unseen creatures lie in wait for an innocent traveler, cold, skeletal hands stretched out in welcome. There is horror in darkness, horror made greater when darkness loves us. And that is When Darkness Loves Us, and that is by Elizabeth Angstrom. And it was actually recently it was one of the first books released in the Paperbacks from Hell line. And that's how I was able to acquire it. I actually have it on my Kindle. I don't have a paperback copy of it. Actually wouldn't mind having all the books in the Paperbacks from Hell series actually in paperback, but I don't. So, alright, so that I think is going to do it for 1985. Let me see, was that 5 books? Let's see, Damnation Game was 1. Song of Kaylee was 2. Darklings was 3. Ghost Train 4. Yeah, that was 5 books. I can't believe it. I could have swore I only read like 4 synopses, or synopses, right? But anyway, that is going to do it for 1985. Thank you guys for watching, and take care and stay scared. Bye-bye.